Welcome everyone to an awesome Season 2 short bit game between Matt Shield as the Dwarfs versus Captain Morgan as the Beastmen. This match took place on Schwarzhafen with the Battle of Elite Infantry. So here in the front with the Beastmen, 3 units of the Goreherd Shields, and they're going to be supported by 2 of the Elite Armor-Piercing Infantry, the Best of Goreherds. In the middle, we're also going to have the armor-piercing Minotaurs here, the ROR Butchers of Kalkengard, with their regeneration, and of course, those silver shields. For the Lord Choice, the big man himself, Torox the Brass Ball, 130 armor, as well as quite a few abilities here with the Brass Body, the Blood Beast, the Rune Tortured Axes, also Slaughter's Call, and of course Blood Greed. A very, very good Lord Choice indeed. And for the heroes, we are going to be having the Brave Shaman of Wild on a Tuskor Chariot. We will have Traitorkin and also Dissolve. And something quite strange, we are going to have the Wargore. Now, the Wargore is an excellent pick, but of course, I've never not seen him here on a Chariot. But he here will be with Deadly Onslaughts and Will of the Dark Gods. And it's quite nice to see him in a different environment. Over here on the right, a unit of the armor-piercing Race Goreherd, supported by, of course, the terror-causing Manticore, and 2 units of Harpies here, for a little bit more mobility here to try and see if we can whip around those flanks and shut down that backline range. For the Dowie, in the front line, we are going to see 2 units here of the Elite Ironbreakers with those blasting charges, supported by, of course, the Nor Grimlings. Now, Nor Grimlings, 79 melee defense, 125 armor, super tanky indeed. In the middle, we are going to have the Iron Drake Torhammer Torpedoes, anti-large armor piercing, and some of the best range in the game. 2 units here of the Slayers, including the Dragonbacks there with that slow. They're going to be supported by 2 blasting charging miners and 2 units of the Longbeards with that immune to psychology in the back. For the Lord Choice, we will have Thoric Ironbrow here on top of his anvil. He will have the Rune of Slowness, the Rune of Speed, the Rune of Doom, the Master Rune of Ancient Law, as well as the Rune of Hearth and Home, and Forge Fire. With the Hero Choice today, we will have the Master Engineer. He'll have Flash Bomb and Restock, and quite the tight force indeed. So quite the aggressive here, up against quite the defense here. It'll be interesting to see how it goes forward. Now over here on the right hand side, 2 units of the Harpies going to move around to this right hand side flank. Really trying to get a good right hand flank overload. We're going to try and see if we can put a little bit of pressure here on the left just to force some units to come this way, but try and see if we can really punch in through. Now, a scary thing here, we can see a couple of gaps are starting to emerge here and there, but of course we have blasting charges and we have Longbeards here to fix up holes where it comes. Now, being tightly fixed here, we can see we are going to have a Traitorkin overcasting going down here in the middle, and that's devastating up against low model units. So as you can see here, lots of damage coming out of the Iron Drake Torhammer Torpedoes. They are going to lose quite a bit of health, but they're going to go down to 18 models, not losing too many. Blasting charges in the front line, deleting the Goreherds. Really nice right there in the front. We can see that actually Torox the Brass Ball is in as well. He's going to be fighting here up against the Nor Grimlings with the support here of Thoric Ironbrow. Blasting charges out on the left as well up against these Goreherds. Only 15 armor is really not going to support them. Harpies in the back. They're going to be shutting down the Master Engineer and preventing these Longbeards here from moving. Rune of Doom goes down for that Fear and 24 melee attack. And as we can see here, that Master Engineer has been imposed. Moving back is going to be the Iron Drakes pulling through here up against the Slayers, which the Best of Gores will comfortably chew apart. Blasting charge is still moving into the Best of Goreherds. It is now going to be Torox the Brass Ball, who does have the Brass Body activated, fighting up against Thoric. He really, really does need some help. Charging in from behind is going to be the Butchers of Kalkengard here with that regeneration, and they're going to be fighting here up against the Elite Nor Grimlings. Assistance from the Ferromanticore to really insist that Thoric goes off the edge of the battlefield. This is some nice play and some great work here from Captain Morgan. In the back, still keeping that Master Engineer busy, which is very, very helpful to stop those flash bombs, etc. from coming out, and making sure here that you can't keep chipping away at the health of Torox the Brass Ball. Coming in is going to be the Wargore, just a little bit late to the party here, but he'll be nice and healthy, and hopefully he can get involved and start doing some work. In the middle, still standing, is going to be Thoric. Rune of Speed going down, giving that increased melee attack, but almost no damage up against Torox here. He is really going to be struggling down to 1.8k health, and if he gets broken here with the Butchers of Kalkengard, I don't think we're going to see Thoric back anytime soon. Miners are in, as well as the Nor Grimlings, Slayers, everything here is trying to aid, but unfortunately Thoric does break, and he is going to get moved away from the edge of this battlefield. In the middle here, we have some Ironbreakers alongside some Longbeards fighting up against Gore Herds and Bestigors. And in the back, the remainder of the Dowie force is now starting to become freer. We can see we still have some Trollhammers as well as the Master Engineer in the pockets. And now they can start firing. We can see in our sights we have the Ferromanticore as well as Taurox and the Butchers all ready to be shot. Starting to fire now are going to be the Iron Drake Hammer Torpedoes. They're going to be ready here to fight into this middle pocket. It looks like the target is going to be Taurox. Moving in to try and help is the Longbeards. They're going to try and prevent here from Taurox getting into the back line, but he is going to target now the Master Engineer. Master Engineer is going to seriously struggle here up against the armor-piercing Taurox, and he's really not going to do too much AP back. Ferromanticore has broken, and so has Thorog. He's going to get chased off here by some Harpies. 82 speed means he will not be getting away anytime soon. He does have 40 leadership, and he still hasn't come back. In the back here, the Trollhammer Torpedoes have been pushed off here by the Razor Gore Herds, so some nice mobility there from them. And as we can see, we do have the Longbeards fighting here with Flash Bomb up against Taurox the Brass Bull. 23 melee defense is really going to make him struggle here in the middle. Slayers in as well to help fight, but they do struggle on that armor-piercing point. Looks like the Master Engineer has drawn back a little bit. He is going to be shooting into Taurox and still holding in the front line. Butchers have moved to the right-hand side to aid with the Bestigors, as well as this Ferromanticore here to try and remove the Longbeards and the Ironbreakers. Moving around as well is going to be Taurox. He's just going to try and really help this right-hand force. See if we can remove that infantry and really try and get into the back and deal with the rest. As you can see here, we do have Thorok Ironbrow still getting chased by those Harpies. He's going to be moving off the edge of the battlefield, but in the back, starting to return are some of these miners. Good armor-piercing pickaxes could really get to the front and really start helping here. The Wargore is going to be up to 37 kills, 1.2k health left for him, and balance of power is actually going to be in the Beastmen favour. Only just gently, but here they can certainly win. But they do need to really take care of this Master Engineer. He's going to be chipping away here at Taurox the Brass Bull, and you can't be engaging too much of your infantry because there's not going to be a lot left here to protect him. It looks like here we do actually have the Dragonback Slayers. They are going to be slowing down Taurox. Big shots going in against him. They are going to be chasing. Trollhammer Torpedoes are now going to be taking aim and firing into Taurox where they can. And Taurox is going to be coming through the back and just removing both of these lovely, heavily armoured Iron Drakes. Over here in the front, though, still fighting, just showing how great Longbeards and Ironbreakers are at holding up against the armor-piercing Bestigors and Butchers, still going down, fighting so well, including the Rune of Doom here being removed. In the front, the Wargore is going to be losing up against the Ironbreakers, and in the back, we do actually have the Ferromanticore here fighting up against the Master Engineer. Miners are coming back into the fixture, but he has been broken, and that is going to be seriously painful as the game goes on. A little bit of a change here. Flash Bomb in the middle. That's going to aid with that negative 24 melee defense. But we can see balance of power now starting to go into the Dowie favour. We're 6 minutes in, and Taurox is going to be so far away here from the front line to give that encourage. In the back, still alive, the Iron Drakes. 2 models, now 1. Still going to be fighting here. Pickaxes moving in with these Dragonback Slayers to try and slow down Taurox where they can. And try and see if we can get a little bit more chip damage here from the Master Engineer. It looks like Wavering is going to be the Wargore. He could do with coming in and supporting here in this middle pocket, but we are going to be breaking the Bestigors. The Butchers of Kalkengard are still fighting here with 6 models. In the back, it does look like, unfortunately, Thorok Ironbrow has gone down here to the Harpies, so they could come down. That's going to be negative 16 leadership here to the Dowie. Fighting in the back, we can see Taurox the Brass Bull still fighting here to the best of his ability, trying to break the Master Engineer, but still, with those Slayers looming, he really cannot afford to stand still. Here in the middle, he has managed to get back in, is going to be the Wargore. He's going to be trying his absolute best, but unfortunately he does struggle with lack of armor piercing. Good anti-infantry, but unfortunately not going to have quite the AP necessary to start breaking down these Iron Breakers. In the middle, Ironbreakers, 2 units, Longbeards, Dragonback Slayers, and no Gremlins coming back into the fixture. Balance of power taking a huge shift here into the Dowie favour. And so we have broken the Butchers, but they will heal. They do have 4 models left. Coming back in, the Bestigor herds assisted here by Taurox. He's going to be rolling in, headbutting, and just throwing those fire axes all over. Look at those splash damage and the attack animations as he just cleave apart all of these Longbeards. We can hear shouts for Snorri in the background, but as we can see here, the Master Engineer is going to be getting hit here by these Harpies. Perfect tools, relatively good weapon strength here at taking apart the Master Engineer on its own. Taurox is going to be fighting up until the end. We can see the regeneration coming out of the Butchers of Kalkengard, but they do need to fight here for their lord. Look at that as they pile through the middle here of Dowie, moving them left, right, and centre. Wargore has broken. Flash bomb does go down, and that could be the end. Negative 24 melee defense is so huge here up against elite model. Shattering is going to be the Butchers. Breaking is going to be Taurox, and a fantastic win here for the Dowie. A great game here between both of these Shortbeard players as they will be playing here in Season 2. But as we can see, Matt Shield coming through with a win, but we'll go through with Captain Morgan and an excellent effort from him. 2,477 for Taurox the Brass Bull, a very, very good Legendary Lord at the moment. 1,110 for the Brave Shaman, and 502 from the Wargore. 53, 170 and 120 for the Gore Herd Shields, with 1,011 and 827 from the Best Gore Herds. We got 234, 643 here for the Harpies, which was such a pain. This unit actually killing Thoric Ironbrow, with also 432 for the Razor Gore Herds, and 470 for the Ferromanticore, and 2,077 here for the Butchers of Kalkengard. Now, I do like the Kalkengard units, very good with their regeneration and armor piercing. They're very heavily shielded as well, and they do have moderate armor, but they are going to be able to accept 55% missile resistance due to their silver shields. As we can see here, 12 kills, 306 damage value for Thoric Ironbrow. Overextending a little bit there in the front, but still was able to get off some Rune of Doom, some Rune of Speeds, and cause a problem, but nearly could have cost the game there if it wasn't unfortunately here that we got so much value here from the rest of the force. 936 from the Master Engineer, 650 and 505 for the Miners and Blast and Chargers. Really nice work from them, with 642 and 671 here for the Longbeards. Slayers with 986 and 1,481 here for the Dragonback Slayers. 1,120 for the Ironbreakers, 1,292 with 1,900 here for the Nor Grimlings. 1,262 for the Iron Drake Hammer Torpedoes, and really putting themselves here back on the map for the Dowie. What a fantastic game here between both of these players. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please smash that like button. Drop a comment down below about what you thought as well. And if you are new here, maybe think about subscribing. I'd really appreciate that. Also, go down into that description. You can find all of my other social media platforms, as well as my Discord. Now, that is the most important. Feel free to join there if you want to see all of my single player, multiplayer, leagues, and tournaments. If you also want to see your replay casted here on the channel, you can go in for replays for casting, leave it there, and you may see it here in the future. Other than that, I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourself during these times, and I'll see you all very, very soon.